Y'all know I'm too lazy to use small boxes. I have random PTSD.
Bo even got a nice small box set up for you guys. The audio will be great. I'm sorry, everybody. I suck.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Then on. Then on.
You guys had a good year.
Yeah. We cut it.
Like, Arizona had a rough night last night.
Matthew, would you be willing to close the door?
Yeah.
Sorry, please. Sorry, I just didn't want to disrupt anyone's cameras. All right, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, my name is Erica Thomas. I'm the Public Information Office Manager for the Lincoln Police Department, and we are here to provide details about the officer-involved shooting that happened overnight. Here to discuss what happened are Acting Chief Michonne Morrow, Assistant Chief Brian Jackson, and Captain Ben Miller with Criminal Investigations. Chief Morrow will share more information about the incident, and please hold your questions until after her comments. Chief?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We appreciate you being here with us this morning. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance at the Lincoln bus stop at 5250 Superior Street just before 12:15 a.m. this morning on a report of a man who was refusing to get off the bus and did not have a ticket or the funds to purchase a ticket. The preliminary investigation shows the man failed to comply with officers' orders to get up off of the bus and began arguing and fighting with them in the back area of the bus. The suspect then pulled a knife and lunged at one of our officers, unfortunately striking him in the neck. You have photos that we are showing. He ignored multiple commands to drop the knife before reaching for the officer's firearm. Another officer on board the bus then discharged their service weapon, striking the suspect one time. There were approximately 20 other people on the bus at the time of this incident. Thankfully, no one else was injured. The officer who was stabbed was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The officer who shot the suspect was not injured. The officer who shot the suspect has been put on paid administrative leave, which is standard procedures after an officer-involved shooting. The suspect has been identified as a 27-year-old man out of Chicago, Illinois. The officer who shot him and the officers on the scene immediately began rendering first aid after he was taken off the bus to both the suspect and our officer. Lincoln Fire and Rescue then took them both to local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He is in police custody at this time and will be taken to the Lancaster County Jail once he is released for first-degree assault on an officer and use of a weapon to commit a felony. Overnight, our investigators uncovered the suspect was reported missing from Chicago on Monday. He was believed to be in possession of a stolen RV that was reported stolen in Chicago on Sunday. The Nebraska State Patrol found this vehicle near Goner, Nebraska in Seward County on Monday. It was, in fact, the RV that was stolen out of Chicago. At this time, we are not releasing the names of the suspect or our officers that were involved in this incident. We want to give all of them time to notify their family and friends prior to doing so. Additionally, we are still communicating with family that we have identified in Chicago for our suspects, so we can also provide them the information before their names are released. I was able to visit our officer this morning in the hospital. He's in good spirits, and we are very grateful that the injuries sustained were non-life-threatening. Certainly could have been much worse for both of our officers and potentially the other passengers that were on the bus. I'm very proud of our officers and the quick actions that they took to minimize the impact of injury to, again, those on the bus, and additionally the suspect. They showed incredible restraint based on the struggle that they had with an armed assailant at that point in time. We appreciate the dedication of our officers, again, who responded to the scene from other areas of the city to assist our officers on the bus at that call for service, and then who continued at the scene, and then providing support for them at the hospital. Crime scene investigators are still working diligently to gather evidence, review body-worn camera, and additional cell phone video that may be available. We will share more information as the investigation continues. This time I will take questions that you have.
Yes, will the body cam footage, be released to the public?
We will not be releasing body-worn camera footage at this time. We made a decision to release the still photos that provided the information that we believe was necessary for our community to understand what the officers were experiencing and the response that they took at that point in time. Releasing the full video, we believe would be detrimental to the continuing investigation and potential future prosecution of the suspect.
You also mentioned that the names won't be released yet. Is there any timetable of when the officers' names will be released?
I don't have a timetable to give you today. We will release the names, it just won't be today. Again, wanting to be very respectful to our officers and their ability to notify their families, and additionally, the suspect. He does have loved ones who care deeply for him, and we want to make sure that we provide them all of the necessary information for them to understand what occurred in Lincoln before releasing the name.
How long have the officers been on the force?
I don't have that information readily available.
Okay.
When do you think the officer will be released from the hospital?
I don't have that information. I can tell you that he was admitted and is still under the care of the amazing staff at the hospital. Hopefully he will be released soon.
Sorry, did you say what was kind of the relationship between the suspect and the officer and what led up to this?
No relationship between the officer and the suspect. Again, our investigation has determined that he is out of Chicago, had been reported as a missing person, so seemingly new in our community. It just so happens that these officers were two of the responding officers to the disturbance at the bus depot. And that call came in about 12:15 this morning, so that was their first interaction with him.
Do you know where he got on the bus and how long he had been on before getting to that station?
It's my understanding that he got on the bus in Lincoln.
Do you know how long he was on the bus for, right, at all?
I don't have a specific time for you for how long he was on the bus. I can simply tell you that he got on the bus without a ticket or money to purchase a ticket, which is why he was being asked to leave the bus.
Where was the suspect shot?
As of right now, I'm going to hold that information just as we continue this investigation. That's an important aspect for our investigators.
But the officer was stabbed in the neck.
Correct.
Where was the bus going to?
It's a good question. Do we know?
I don't have that.
Okay.
The signage would indicate eastbound, so toward Iowa.
Okay. Eastbound towards the highway.
It would,
Okay.
they were at the bus station.
Uh-huh.
The signage on the bus would indicate it would be going east. As a bus in town would tell you it's going to its destination. Its
Okay.
destination listed on the bus would be Townsend, Iowa,
Okay.
and so it would have been eastbound.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Do you know if he was trying to go to Iowa, get out of the state?
Don't have that information. I do want to lift up again our officers and the work that they have done on this investigation already. Again, there were many people on that bus that had a future destination, and unfortunately they became witnesses to a very traumatic event, which delayed their ability to continue their travels. We have worked very hard and diligently through the overnight hours to be able to gather the information necessary and assist them in continuing their journey out of Lincoln.
Were they relocated to like another bus and able to continue on their journey?
Yes, another bus was being delivered to that location. I can't speak to whether they have continued on at this point. I just know that we were partnering to be able to make that happen for them.
Did you say the name of the bus company?
I did not say the name of the bus company. I will tell you that we were dispatched to the Lincoln Bus Depot at the address provided. I'll give it to you again, 5250 Superior.
The bus company's been nothing but cooperative in assistance and our needs to further investigations.
Any other questions that we can answer as of today? Okay, again, thank you. We appreciate you coming in so we could provide you with this information. We will have a news release that we will send out a little bit later this morning that will summarize some of the news conference. Yes.
Will the photos be in that as well?
We are not going to send the photos as an attachment.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, so that's the night.